Hello, welcome to the Evan Show. I'm your host Evan, and this is.
I'm Rob.
And today we will be talking about my five biggest predictions about the NFL season, and he is going to be reacting to some of them. Um, and so for the first one, we're gonna start off with a bang.
Uh-oh.
I think that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are not going to be as bad as ESPN believes. They're not going to be like the 29th worst team. They're going to be closer to like top 20 teams because they're in a not very competitive division. All they did was lose Fournette and Brady, and even then Brady was on the decline, and Mayfield's still like in that age in which he might have one average season left.
So
And
Baker Mayfield's their new quarterback?
yeah,
Who's
unless
the other option? Anybody?
Kyle Trask.
Kyle Trask. Okay.
Um, but Rachaad White had similar stats to Leonard Fournette. Though I think that Fournette's a much better player, I think Rachaad White will improve a bit this year.
So they still have Godwin. They
Yeah,
still
they
have
still
Mike Evans.
yeah they still have everybody. Just they lost those two, so really it's the same team, just new quarterback and same running back
So
kind
what
of.
did the Saints do? Saints have Andy Dalton.
No. Andy Dalton went to the Panthers to back up Bryce
Okay.
Young. Saints have Jameis Winston.
All right. Well, I guess you're probably right. It's going to be a pretty weak division. I think Carolina probably
Yeah, Carolina's.
wins it
Yeah, I agree.
if they can play defense and run like they did last year.
Mhm.
So I think I'll not be blown away as much as you may have thought with your prediction there, but
Yeah,
I
I'm
think that's a
sure
pretty strong
ESPN would be
guess.
blown away with that one.
Yeah,
And we will
absolutely.
be back for number two. All right, take number two is going to be a somewhat pedestrian, I guess. Um, I think that Aaron Rodgers doesn't really benefit the Jets as much as it seems like he will benefit them. They're they're in a tough division with the Bills defense, which is a lot better than most defenses in the NFC North. And the Patriots also have one of the best defenses in the league. In fact, they're probably one of the best defenses at forcing turnovers. And the Dolphins, they got a not really good defense, but they've still got a good offense.
They've had a good secondary for a few years now.
I mean, um, they've got Ramsey and that other guy. I forgot his name. Xavier Howard.
There you go.
Yeah, and then they're just a good team. There's one defensive lineman that I know, but I can't figure out his name.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, the defenses
Yeah.
in the AFC East are pretty strong.
Mhm.
But the way I look at it, the Jets are the Jets.
Yeah.
Like they'll find a way to screw it up. They'll find
Yeah.
a way to not capitalize on the opportunity.
Mhm.
So I'm expecting 500 team, 9-8.
Mhm.
Maybe Rodgers gets hurt or something. He's getting up there in years, but I
Mhm.
don't know. Just something's gonna go bad with the Jets
Yeah.
because they're the Jets.
Like Garrett Wilson gets hurt. Allen Lazard doesn't show up.
Is Brees Hall back?
Yeah, Brees Hall's gonna be
right?
back.
So
Yeah.
yeah, we'll see. But I think again, you got a good take
Mhm.
there.
And another take is the Chiefs find a new good receiver in Sky Moore.
Take number 3, Sky Moore. Yeah, I
Mhm.
mean, I didn't see much of him last year, but
Yeah.
he's got some speed, right?
Yeah, he's got his first career touchdown at the Super Bowl, so maybe he's one who comes up in the big moments when they really need him.
Yeah.
And um, they didn't really have a team change.
Yeah, I think between Kansas City and Cincinnati, those are your teams to beat this year for the AFC and honestly for the Super Bowl. I think whoever wins out of those two teams takes it all.
Yeah. I think that the Chiefs are definitely going for that back-to-back. Mahomes clearly wants the Super Bowls over the money, and he and Kelsey are going to find a way to get better. And that seems impossible as it is, but they're going to find a way.
We'll see.
So take number 4 is that the Ravens aren't going to battle the Bengals for much of a fight in the AFC North.
So the Ravens signed OBJ.
Yeah.
They've got J.K. Dobbins and
J.K. Dobbins is
the bus Gus Edwards.
yeah. Or is it Gus the Bus?
Who'd they just sign? You showed me that they just
Melvin
signed
Gordon.
Melvin Gordon. Yeah, he's not going to
And then they have Mike Davis too.
Okay, Mike's a good runner. Good for spots, especially if Dobbins can be the workhorse, but that remains to be seen.
Yeah.
But then you got Lamar's legs too, so.
Aguilar, they signed him.
Aguilar, Beckham. What else did they have for receivers?
Rashad Bateman and Devin Duvernay last year.
Yeah, Mark Andrews at tight end.
Oh yeah, I feel like Andrews took a huge decline last year.
I don't know. I think the Ravens could be a playoff team. Defense is always good.
I think they're going to be a playoff team, but I don't think that they're going to battle the Bengals very much.
So if Lamar stays healthy and they don't have all of the running back injuries like they had last year, then I think Ravens are going to make some noise.
When was the last time the Ravens had a healthy running back room?
A couple of years at least.
J.K. Dobbins is the most inconsistent player when it comes to injury, and Gus Edwards has to get injured as soon as Dobbins gets injured. Mike Davis and Melvin Gordon are like the weirdest running back room you could ever have.
I think
Davis hasn't been a starter since he left Atlanta like 3 years ago, and Melvin Gordon, he only has. Last time Melvin Gordon ran for 1,000 yards, I believe, was 2016 with the San Diego Chargers.
Yeah.
They weren't even in Los Angeles by then.
Mike Davis is a good running back. He did fairly well in Carolina. So.
He played in Carolina.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then he went to Atlanta, and
I think he's got a chance to have a breakout, or not a breakout, but a bounce back year. And I think Dobbins could have a breakout year. I think he has the skills, and he's got the offensive line, and they've always got to keep an eye on Lamar. I mean, if he stays healthy, he could have a good 1,400, 1,500 yard rushing season. Boom, put it on the list.
Lamar is inconsistently healthy.
True.
And well, what take was that? 4 or 5?
That was number 4. You got one left.
Oh,
What is the 5th take?
My 5th take.
Brace yourselves.
The AFC South is a lot more competitive than you believe. I know the Texans.
South.
The Texans.
Give me the 4 teams. The Texans,
Colts, Titans, and Jags. So the Texans, of course, are going to be bottom feeders and probably get the number 1 or 2 pick, which will be sent to the Cardinals, and the Cardinals will probably get the 1st and 2nd pick. And the Colts are going to be a team that I think definitely improves.
Who's their quarterback?
Anthony Richardson.
Rookie.
Yes. Last year
Rookie who has a rocket arm, but
Mhm.
very little else going for him.
He has the rushing like Lamar Jackson. So
no accuracy.
Last year, Matt Ryan, Sam Ehlinger,
Well, I'm not saying it's an upgrade,
and Nick Foles were their quarterbacks last year. Nick Foles hasn't been good since 2018, the same year Carson Wentz was good.
So if it's Richardson as the starter, who's their backup?
Matt Ryan's retired. Nick
Yeah.
Foles is gone too. I think he retired. So
Right.
it's Sam Ehlinger. Last
Colts.
year, but they
Texans.
Wait.
Who else we got?
So they should be able to have a healthy Jonathan Taylor this year, which should propel them to a slightly better slot.
When you know all you have is a running game because your quarterback isn't good
They have
enough,
Michael
defense
Pittman.
keys in on the running game.
They have Michael Pittman, and they have a solid defense.
I think it's going to be a long year for the Colts. I think the
for
Texans will be worse.
I think for them, it's going to be either the Colts have slightly more like the year before last, or they're going to be like last year. For them, it's a do or die season. They're going to be good or bad. And then
watch out for Jacksonville. They're aiming for the number 1 seed because they're going to be playing garbage in their division. So that's 5 or 6 wins right there. And then they're going to have an easier schedule because they didn't win the division, right? Did
no,
they win the division last year?
Their division.
Did they get it? Okay.
Yeah. So
they'll be playing first place teams.
Jacksonville was. I feel like it could have been a fluke. It could or couldn't have. Etienne, I don't know a lot about Etienne, and I really didn't like the fact that they switched from Robinson to him until I realized that he was actually getting results.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't like these young teams getting good unless I'm giving an exception to the Lions because they have good players and they helped me a lot in fantasy last year.
I think adding Calvin Ridley to that Jacksonville offense is going to be pretty interesting because Trevor Lawrence has proven he's really good, and he's got a great offensive coach in Peterson from when he beat us in the Super Bowl with Philly. So somebody gotta
Here's a fun
trust
fact
that he's gonna come out and have a strong offense.
Trevor Lawrence had more passing yards this year than Zach Wilson does in his entire career.
Nice.
And then the Titans, if Derrick Henry can be consistent again, and DeAndre Hopkins proves to be what takes them over the edge, and he goes deep, and Levis can muscle it to him in the back of the end zone, that could be a crazy duo.
Here's my hot take for you. Derrick Henry, he's going to have a down year.
You keep telling me
far too many carries over the last 3, 4, 5 years, like 300, 350 carries per year. Like, he's a beast, but it eventually catches up to you. And I think that D-Hop, I think he's going to be like Julio Jones when Julio Jones went to Tennessee. Big name, great career, moves to a new team, doesn't quite live up to expectations.
Titans are like the dead receiver home. Julio Jones, like, he showed a small decline, and then Titans, then you have Andre Johnson. He went to the Colts, kind of started failing, then he ended his career with the Titans, and he was just, and so, will it be Hopkins' turn? We'll have to see.
We'll see.
If he went to the Patriots, I think that the Patriots would have been a lot better and probably would have gotten another win.
Might be part of the reason why I'm making that take, because I'm just jealous. There's 5 takes from Evan, 1 take from me. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode.
Sure you don't want to make another one?
I'm good for now, but I'm sure we'll come back with more. Football season's getting closer and closer every day.
Thanks for watching this episode of The Evan Show. Goodbye.